Let's go to Baby Joe's Big Stories. All right. You about to jump in prematurely?
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Okay.
I didn't say nothing. Because I get excited.
Okay, all right. How about
Why'd you
Tim?
hesitate, though?
Do we have Tim ready yet?
I didn't put Tim on yet.
All right, okay.
We'll
all
get
right.
Tim on in about 10.
All right. Andrew Luck has retired. Very abruptly, to say the least. Apparently on Saturday night, while the Colts were playing, his retirement was announced. He was still on the field. The word started to spread through the stadium, and the boos rained down, from what I understand.
Yep.
Joe, tell us what you know.
Dude, all I know is I know where I was. I was at home. I'm just chilling. Somebody pops on my group chat. And, we don't play games in our group chat. Somebody says somebody retired. Something happened in sports. It's almost like ESPN said it. I jumped on my Bleacher Report. Andrew Luck retired. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I never heard of such. 7 years in, coming out of the game, didn't make it out of the preseason. The team is obviously ill-prepared. I mean, you got Jacoby Brissett as your quarterback, but that's not your – no. People are thinking about drafting him on their fantasy team, all this stuff, and he just woke up and decided, I don't want to play anymore. So I'm thinking to myself like, this doesn't sound right. This is something you had to be thinking about for a while. So I have to get to my immediate feelings because that's the first thing I thought about before I heard Andrew Luck's feelings come out. And I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, how do you back away from the game at the position that is officiated the toughest? Like as a quarterback, that is the best place to be on the field. They can't touch you. They can't push you. I mean, they can't lay hands on you after the ball leaves your hands. So I'm like, how do you end up in this position?
I can tell you how.
Go ahead.
I'm rubbing my hands together.
Okay.
Trying to make that heat.
Uh-huh.
The Joey Linux. The heat.
All right.
So, quarterbacks, when they're being recruited, are defined with three classes.
Okay.
You have your running quarterback, your dual threat quarterback, and your pocket passer.
Mm-hmm.
Our media, for some reason, has been thinking Andrew Luck is a pocket passer. I don't know if it has anything to do with his complexion, but I know they're quick to turn black pocket passers into dual threats that can't run.
It's true. Okay.
But for some reason, and they keep thinking Andrew Luck is a pocket passer. I am here to tell the world, Andrew Luck is a dual threat quarterback and has been a dual threat quarterback from day one.
Okay.
You know what the problem with dual threat quarterbacks are?
You get hit a lot.
They don't know how to get out of the way of a hit, right? Very few of them have mastered the not get hit part of it. It's the worst. It's the hardest part, right? Russell Wilson has showed us something from his stature and maybe his baseball training where he knows how to not get hit.
Yeah, he gets space.
He's low to the ground.
The spatial awareness.
Right, and he's low to the ground. He's built like a halfback, so he's laying down before you get anywhere.
He's analyzing. He's coming here. He's coming there. I'm going to duck down.
He's also one of those that gets categorized because he's black, where he's more of a passer. Right.
Now, here's the funny part about that.
He could run when he has to.
He never ran in college.
That's what I'm saying.
Running.
Russell Wilson,
That's because
thinks,
his line made him run.
Right. He started running.
Line
in the
he's
NFL.
running for his life. He's not running.
Right.
It's necessity.
Right. And I think Pete Carroll saw the use of the option in the NFL and saw that Russell had the talent to do it.
Yeah.
And that's when they started using Russ to do the
move the pocket.
The pass option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So about Andrew Luck that people need to understand. All right? Andrew Luck's rushing for his NFL career, 332 rushes. And remember, they don't count sacks as rushes.
Yeah, that's
This
why he's
is
not in the
tucking
league.
and bouncing.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
332 rushes, 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns. From those 332 rushes, how many of them you think he took a hit to end that play.
A lot
At
of
least
them.
half.
It's his fault.
At least half. And we have a video running, and this video was specifically his running attempts, his running highlights, and it's nonstop. Every time he's taking a hit going down.
It's not moving.
It's a little glitchy. All right. It's
But the thing is, you bring a good point up, and it sets it up for this. Number one, the Indianapolis Colts did not give him a good offensive line. And if he's your crown jewel, you have to work on the line. The whole time he was there, I was listening to a stat today. The previous GM, the whole time he was there, drafted 3 offensive linemen. I think it was in the later rounds of the draft, and none of them panned out. So Andrew Luck is running around getting beamed up. The other thing is, everybody used to say it, Andrew Luck holds the ball too long, trying to wait for plays to develop. He's getting licked. He's also trying to run the ball, getting licked. Trying to extend plays, getting licked. It wasn't until last year with this new coach that they started this offense where they spread everything out. He sees the field. He gets rid of the ball. There's nothing there. Get rid of it. And that was the time you start to see him getting touched a lot less. But the problem is, over time, he's accumulated all these injuries that have taken him off the field, and everybody's built different.
Right.
That's also when they fixed the line last year.
Right.
They started drafting guys, like they started focusing on the line, and now they have a pretty good offensive line.
And now he's gone. So it's like the perfect storm. The other thing that we've talked about this before, like the whole Kawhi Leonard thing, the Antonio Brown thing, all that, teams are going to have to invest in somebody and call it like a player personnel management team or something along those lines. It has to be a former player or behavioral specialist. You've got to understand the mindset of your player. To let this sneak up on you and not even see it coming, and he just walks away from the game, you like everybody's just a surprise. Like, gone are the days where you put a guy in the lineup and you keep him for 20, 25 years and keep paying him. Like, it's changed now. Football's totally different. People will walk away. So,
and you should have had some type of inkling that Andrew Luck was built that way because, again, this is not a guy that needs football.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, he's second generation.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a Stanford guy. He's probably looking for
smart
an
guy.
opportunity. He wasn't going to be around like Tom Brady.
Yeah. And then the other thing was, with this last injury, they said it was a calf. Then they said it was some sort of bone issue. And then they weren't sure what it was. And apparently they tried to, like, shoot it up or whatever and let it heal, and it wouldn't heal. And so apparently he's had issues with things healing quickly, and he's out for long periods of time. And I think he just kind of got tired of it. He also got married. And so
that'll do it.
Kryptonite.
But I want to get to the part where you sounded when we were on the chat like you were calling him a quitter, like not like you seemed disappointed in him, like he was doing something wrong. And I wanted to get to that point because I feel in the NFL, you get hurt, a team will not hesitate to cut you.
Yeah.
So you got to look out for yourself. Nobody else is going to look out for you. So the guy's been beat up. He's talking about playing in pain, and he's still in pain. You got to look out for yourself. So, and then at that, I want to hear your reaction to that, but I also then want to hear how you reacted when your guys retired like this.
Barry Sanders.
And Megatron.
Megatron, I gave a little bit of a pass because he took a lot of hits, and the team sucked for a very long time.
So did Andrew Luck.
He played way longer than Andrew Luck. I mean, and then the other thing, Barry Sanders carried the team for years. They didn't give him a line. And the thing that made me most upset was the fact that they were pushing him to come back every year. He's not here for minicamp. He's not here for preseason game. Like, I mean, the dude ran for 2,000 yards last year, and he didn't come to the minicamp. So why are y'all giving him a hard time? He's the best thing that we've got in the city of Detroit. So when he didn't come back, I was very surprised and very disappointed, but I understood where he was coming from because they sucked and nobody cared. Like the ownership, they just put people in the seats to watch Barry go, and that was it. And nobody seemed to care. So I kind of felt like I understood it. Plus, we never had expectations of that team being a Super Bowl team.
So your problem with Andrew Luck is also, I mean, aside from the fact that it's probably so close to the season, is that they are supposed to be a good team who's relying on him.
They are headed, supposedly, people feel that they should be getting close to a Super Bowl, if not win a Super Bowl. And so to come into the season and get this far and wait all the way to 2 weeks before the season starts to be like, I don't want to play anymore. But then you're telling me that you're trying to like look out for your guys, you want to look out for your team, you care about the guys in the locker room. Dude, give somebody a heads up.
Right.
Nobody wants to date you for 10 years and you ain't feeling them.
But it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, but everyone's bought into what they were going to do this year. Could you imagine as a fan since January salivating, licking your chops?
Because they looked good last year.
They looked good.
They had a good. You were all on the Andrew Luck hype train, and it came to be true that they were
Right.
ready. They were a good
And
team.
then to give up on Manning when they did for Luck, only to get 6 years from Luck.
Well, the Colts broke 2 quarterbacks. One was a Hall of Famer, and the second one was a potential Hall of Famer,
Right.
and they broke 2 of them.
Right.
But my thing is, I'm not saying that he can't step away from the game. I think it's okay to do that if you feel like that's something you need to do. However, it's football. Like this thing he's talking about,
You gotta-
injuries, it hurts. What do you
Right.
think? This ain't golf.
You got to finish the year.
You know what I mean?
You got to play
you,
the year.
You either finish the year and then say you can't go anymore and I just can't do it, or at least start dropping dimes
Right.
like, hey guys,
Or fake the injury and stay on IL for the year.
and that's something. But
Right.
give everybody a heads up so you at least have, So I just kind of felt like, hate to say it, but it's just like some people have luck with injuries, some people don't, but it just didn't sound like football was for him because he's not probably as tough as the other guy. And this is different.
I'm not
for
going to say that he's not tough because, again, I just told you how many times he ran the ball.
That guy
into
took
contact.
he took a
But that was
beating.
stupid.
He's
That's
taking a
not.
beating.
That's not. I'm talking about that's stupid. Tom Brady's tough, but he don't take them hits.
Right, but he can't run the ball. He can't gain yards running either.
Well, that's the thing. Like you got to understand, when you get your clot clean, you're peeing blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got ribs broken, torn rotator cuffs. I mean,
Right.
how?
So the other
what
way
do
to
people
look
have
at
to tell
it
you
is
to
when
get
you
down?
get on the field, you're going to try your best to win, and you're going to put your body on the line. And he probably shouldn't do that.
I expect for you to put it all on the line in the playoff game, Super Bowl. You're going to stand in and take a hit.
Right.
But first game of the season, go down,
Right.
dude.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
everybody has to
And
learn.
and again, we talked about how difficult it is for these quarterbacks that run to get down, especially when you're big. Those are the ones that have it hardest. For some reason, well, I can't even say that because RG3 was terrible at it, and he was not.
Yeah, it's the same situation.
and he was not big. But
Same thing.
you
See
look
what
at
happens to
Tebow.
the,
Tebow's not a dual threat. He was a runner.
the Ravens quarterback.
Yes, he doesn't get down.
Talking about the current guy?
right.
Yeah,
right.
you
See,
better-
these guys come out of college. They used to finishing runs in the end
You
zone.
better get down.
He's gonna.
There's times to do it, and Michael Vick I think was probably one of the few that didn't get down, but he was so fast that he
Right.
got away with it.
He could throw.
Right.
Yeah, so he got away with that. But if you're not that fast,
But even then, there still has to be an end to the run.
Right.
And that end needs to be you going out of bounds or you sliding.
right?
And that doesn't happen enough.
Yeah. So I'll say this: the Colts franchise was gracious in giving him his
you know what
money
time it is?
that was guaranteed. What's that?
Time to tank for Tua. Hashtag tanking for Tua.
They're not gonna tank. But I tell you this: Tua's good. I like Tua a lot, and I don't know why everybody's falling in love with this kid from Clemson. I'm not saying he's garbage, but I saw Tua
Yeah.
for the last couple years, and I'm impressed. I want him on my team almost, but yeah, I don't know. Best of luck to Andrew Luck. I can tell he's a nice guy. The players like him in the locker room and stuff like that. But you can't say anything about people booing him or anything because people really were invested. Like
I don't think it was a booing him like in a like we hate you or how could you. It was
It was like,
yeah.
a shock. Like
Right.
how are you gonna do this
right.
now?
How do
So-
you respond to that news? You're not going to clap.
No, you're not. You're very disappointed. You're very disappointed. But
I mean, it takes. I don't think it was something necessarily was decided now. He probably has been thinking about it, and it finally.
Right.
It takes a lot to be able to like
Right.
make that decision. And I was thinking too. I never criticize somebody that decides to do that, but I hate the guys that do that and they keep coming back. So if he's really gone,
Right.
then
Then that's
I
it.
respect that. That's
Yeah.
his decision. He's gonna think about himself and his family. Don't do a Brett Favre.
Right. It's just, it's much tougher here because he only got 6 years in.
yeah,
You know what I mean? He's just hitting his prime.
it's a new
And
day.
he
though.
doesn't need to actually do this. He doesn't actually need to walk away because, like you mentioned before, you take the running out of your game.
Yeah.
And you just play in the pocket, and you just Tom Brady this.
Or Peyton Manning. You know what
can,
Peyton used to do?
you know,
Peyton would look at the line, and he would see you standing over there, and he turns and looks again. If he doesn't see you there, he knows you're coming for him. He would just fall on the ground. You're like,
Right.
why do you get down? The
Right.
guys just run up,
Eli is
two-hand
good at
taps him.
that too.
Eli, that's
Eli
why
is good.
Eli's still around. He should be dead right now. With that line they have in New York, he should be dead and
Every
gone.
time Eli gets sacked, he falls with the guy.
Right.
So it's not like
It's a skill.
he's been
it's
hit
a
a few
skill.
times, but very rare. It's
Right.
rare that he gets hit.
You
Like,
could probably get close to Eli and say, ah,
Yeah.
and he'll just drop
you
on
would
the ground.
think Andrew Luck's combination of IQ and arm talent is enough to get there. To play. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play. He could. I mean, did we not see Aaron Rodgers play a full season last year on one leg?
He did.
He's another runner, by
He
the
did.
way.
He did. And
Yeah.
that stuff is not
Right.
good for your health.
Right.
It's like driving without a seatbelt. Nothing has to happen, but it can.
Yep.